Happy Friday morning, May 14, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. I'm Riley King. It is time to rise and shine. Get this Friday off to a good start. So sit back, relax, and grab that good cup of coffee and enjoy this Friday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. So let's get started and begin. Happy TGIF, everyone. First up, first active duty Marine arrested in Capitol siege. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
This Bud Light Seltzer lemonade is packed with lemonade flavor.
Yeah, it even has more flavor than my grandma's lemonade.
Back here at home this evening and the new arrest in the attack on the Capitol, the first time an active duty officer has now been charged in the attack. A Marine Major, Rachel Scott on the Hill.
Tonight, the first active duty military member charged in the January 6th insurrection. Prosecutors say the man seen here in the jacket and military backpack is Marine Corps Major Christopher Degeneres, allegedly caught on camera breaking into the Capitol and helping other rioters force their way in. Degeneres, who has spent nearly 20 years in the military, including multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, was arrested today in Virginia. Today, some Republican lawmakers find themselves under fire for denying the attack even happened.
There was no insurrection, and to call it an insurrection, in my opinion, is a bold-faced lie. Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
I don't know on a normal day around here when people are threatening to hang the Vice President of the United States or shoot the Speaker. It was beyond denial. It fell into the range of sick.
In a statement tonight, the Marine Corps making it clear there is no place for racial hatred or extremism in its ranks. So far, more than 400 people have been charged in connection to the Capitol insurrection. That includes about 40 veterans. David?
Rachel Scott tonight. Rachel, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Fuel starts flowing after Colonial Pipeline restarts operation. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Prices are now a patient's right. Demand them upfront and save. powertothepatients.org.
There is new reporting in the meantime tonight on the Colonial Pipeline back up and running at this hour. So tonight, where do those gas lines stand? How many stations are seeing gas again? And how many are still waiting? And for how long? Tonight, ABC News has also learned that that private company, Colonial Pipeline, paid ransom to that hacking group believed to be based in Russia. So what does this mean moving forward with vulnerable infrastructure here in America? And the images tonight, tanker trucks seen filling up at a depot in Selma, North Carolina, but today drivers still finding long lines at some gas stations. These images tonight from Costco in Raleigh, North Carolina. And right here in Bethesda, Maryland, still finding no gas at all at some stations. So a reality check tonight. How long will this take? ABC's Gio Benitez now from Atlanta.
Tonight, after days of long lines and empty pumps, a welcome sight for those desperate for gas. Lines of tanker trucks east of Raleigh filling up with fresh fuel from the Colonial Pipeline after the company restarted operations Wednesday.
We expect the situation to begin to improve by the weekend and into early next week, and gasoline supply is coming back online.
But there are still lines at the gas pump and hundreds of empty stations. People worry they might miss a doctor's appointment or not be able to get to work.
I knew I should have filled up a week ago, and then all this starts going on, and it's like the toilet paper fiasco all over again.
So this is at Durham.
North Carolina, the hardest hit state so far from the shutdown.
All of these people are waiting for the BP.
North Carolina's still hovering close to 70% without fuel. It will take several weeks to get things completely back to normal.
Durham County telling their employees to work from home. Panic buying turning dangerous in Citrus County, Florida. One person was hurt after this Humvee caught fire. Fire crews found 4 5-gallon gas containers in the back. Today, we haven't seen the kind of panic buying we saw yesterday, but there are still issues. While this gas station has gas, take a look at this. Just across the street, zeros on that sign, no gas. And with Memorial Day weekend coming up, time is of the essence to get all stations up and running.
Though the Colonial Pipeline remains open, it may still be a headache, a chore to find gas stations with fuel for the next 1 to 2 weeks.
And David, on the issue of price gouging, the Attorney General here in Georgia is now investigating nearly 500 allegations related to price gouging. David.
Gio Benitez back with us tonight. Gio, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Fully vaccinated people can go without masks indoors and in large crowds, the CDC says. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
At Panera, we make dinner easy and cheesy. Order our delicious mac and cheese for dinner tonight with delivery or pickup, only at Panera.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here at a very busy Thursday night, and we begin tonight with that historic turning point in the pandemic in this country. Tonight, the CDC now saying no more masks for vaccinated Americans, both indoors and outdoors, even in crowds. There are exceptions, buses, planes, and hospitals. President Biden in the Rose Garden late today, celebrating the news, calling it a, quote, great milestone, a great day for America, thanking Americans for getting us to this point, pointing to the vaccinations. The president saying Americans can now do what they're known for. They can smile at one another. He and the vice president doing just that today, walking back into the White House together without masks, without social distancing. The CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, making the point today that this is based on science. More data emerging in just the last week that vaccinations work against the variants. 12 to 15-year-olds can now get the vaccine, and tonight more than 152 million adults have received at least one dose. That's nearly 59% of adults and about 1/3 now of all Americans. But there were immediate questions. If you're fully vaccinated, can you still transmit the virus to others without knowing? And if you're in one of those crowds or back at work, how do you know if someone near you has been vaccinated or not? And does that pose a risk? Dr. Jen Ashton answering those questions in just a moment. We have it all covered for you tonight, beginning with ABC's Whit Johnson, right here in New York.
Tonight, a giant step closer to normal life for millions of Americans. President Biden late today in the Rose Garden.
It's a great milestone, a great day. It's been made possible by the extraordinary success we've had in vaccinating so many Americans so quickly.
The president pointing to 250 million shots in 114 days.
Fully vaccinated people are at a very, very low risk of getting COVID-19. Therefore, if you've been fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask.
But Biden then cautioned this.
If you're getting a 2-shot vaccine and you've not gotten you only had your first shot, but not your second, or you haven't waited the full 2 weeks after your second shot, you still need to wear a mask.
It came just hours after the CDC director revealed new guidelines on masks in this country, under growing pressure to do so.
We have all longed for this moment when we can get back to some sense of normalcy.
Today, Dr. Walensky said this new guidance is based on the science.
More science that has emerged just in the last week. One is the effectiveness of the vaccines in general in real-world populations. One is the effectiveness against variants, which was just published last week, and then the effectiveness in preventing transmissibility.
There are some exceptions. Masks still required for those who are vaccinated on buses, trains, planes, and in hospitals. Americans reacting to the news.
I've already planned a mask burning party.
I think that's fantastic. I think that's what everyone was waiting to hear.
But some wanting the country to move more slowly.
I think we should continue for a while until more Americans have been vaccinated.
Tonight, the CDC is now working to update guidelines for schools, camps, and businesses. Starting today, millions of teens 12 to 15 years old across the country were eligible to get the Pfizer shot for the first time, like Pia Andrade, who lost her principal to COVID.
I've seen the effects firsthand, and the more of us that get vaccinated, the better the world will be.
Appointments also opening up at thousands of pharmacies across the country. We were with 14-year-old Julia Band getting her first dose.
Why was it so important for you to get the shot?
So I feel like we've been in this pandemic what feels like forever, and I'm so ready to go back to my normal life.
Her father, Dr. Kevin Band, chief medical officer for Walgreens, says the pharmacy is also allowing walk-ins for kids and parents to make this as easy as possible.
So what we want to do is make sure that they can get the shot easily, that it won't interrupt their life.
And late today, the president saying Americans can actually start smiling at one another again.
If you're fully vaccinated and can take your mask off, you've earned the right to do something that Americans are known for all around the world. Greeting others with a smile.
Yes, it'll be nice to see those smiles that have been hiding under these masks for so long. And Whit Johnson back with us tonight. And Whit, we know that nearly 59% of American adults have had at least one vaccine dose. But we heard it from the president again today that we're not there yet. He said that number needs to be much closer to that 70% mark to really help get this virus under control.
And David, that goal is by the 4th of July. Today, President Biden said, let's finish the work of beating this virus and getting everything back to normal. And those younger teenagers who make up 17 million Americans will also play a key role in the coming weeks. Today, we've seen many of them at vaccination sites like this one, eager to roll up their sleeves. David?
All right, Whit Johnson leading us off tonight on this major step forward.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into the weather. And here's a look at the weather across the United States for all of you for this Friday. As you can see along the East Coast, it is all dry, no precipitation or anything like that along the East Coast. Over here, near Iowa and Minneapolis, there's some rain. And then on this side of the United States, all around here, it is all dry, as you can see. So, not too bad of weather happening across the United States for this Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. And we have a little bit of history for you. On this day in history, May 14th, 1804, Lewis and Clark depart to explore the Northwest. Very cool indeed. I did not know it happened on May 14th. Very cool. Now we all know. A little bit of history. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into a cooking segment. We're gonna take a look at short ribs, a short rib recipe cooking segment. Let's go into that right now.
Dive into summer with savings on outdoor furniture, outdoor games, and all the essentials to grill up everyone's favorites. Shop now for an extra 15% off and Kohl's Cash too. Kohl's.
Help from Amberelle.
Yeah.
And new chef Michael Simon.
Shots fired! Bam, bam!
They'll compete for a $25,000 prize.
Oh!
Find out what happens when they stop being disasters.
That was exciting!
and become culinary masters.
I love it! Redemption! Yes!
Well, that was a sneak peek at what we can look forward to on the special edition of Worst Cooks in America, Best of the Worst. And this season, former fan favorites return for another chance to transform their culinary disaster into kitchen master.
Yes, and of course, those recruits, they don't stand a chance. They need some help from the queen of culinary boot camp herself. There she is. Everybody say hello to Ann Burrell. And good to see you. As always, now, you're going to teach us how to make braised short ribs, but we already know how to eat them. I promise you, when Robach sat down here, she said, "Is this edible? Can you literally eat this?" And she picked it up and started eating already. So now you can show us how to make it.
Well, good morning, and it's so nice to be here with you guys, even if it's virtually. And I sent some short ribs so you guys can be tasting this deliciousness while I'm making them. So short ribs, I have to say, one of my favorite ways to eat good meat. And it's also, one of my favorite brown food tastes good. So I have a bunch of short ribs here that I browned, like really nicely. Like there's no question that those are brown food. So I have in my pan some carrots, onions, celery, and garlic that I pureed in the food processor, and I'm browning these guys as well. And this becomes like sort of the base of our sauce. So it gets it like, there's some vegetables in there, but no one really knows there's vegetables in there. But it gives this sauce a lot of body to it. I have some tomato paste that we're putting in, and we're going to brown that as well. And we're going to add a nice big fat drink of wine because, wine always makes everything better. So we just get that going. We give it a sprinky dink of salt and just get this all stirred around and the tomato paste browned a little bit. We bring it up to a nice simmer. There we go. It smells delicious in my apartment right now, I have to say. All right, there we go. And so then we add some water to this, and then we just transfer all of this sauce to our roasting pan. There we go. And then these babies go in the oven for about 3 hours. So short ribs are a little bit of trouble to get started, but once you do, you just put them in the oven and it's kind of like then, set it and forget it.
3
and
hours
then when they come
at
out
375.
of the oven,
Is that right? Do we have it right? 375?
yes, exactly. And then when they come out, you have this beautiful dinner ready for you. And the sauce is all ready to go in there. So look at this. All right. This is great for like a Sunday dinner. You can make a lot of them. So if you're when we're allowed to have people over now again, aren't we? And then it's rich, it's hearty, it's nice and meaty, and it's really delicious. And when people walk into your house, they're going to say, what's going on? It smells so good in here.
It not only smells like
really nice and tender.
It tastes so good. The flavor of this sauce is incredible, Ann. Like, I'm a huge fan of it.
But Ann, before we let you go, you're having Michael Simon join you. You got some boot camp backup. I think this is the first time. What's it going to be like having the Iron Chef there with you?
So Michael Simon and I have been friends for a long time. Michael is an amazing cook, but, I think he was even a little shocked when he walked into boot camp and to see just how bad the worst cooks in America are. And they truly are that bad, and they are the worst cooks in America. But when they leave boot camp, they are no longer a worst cook.
There's hope for everyone.
Michael is so fun to work with, and he's a great teacher and a great cook. So he and I have a great time together.
Well, this looks fantastic. It smells fantastic. It tastes fantastic. Hopefully folks can make it at home. But, Ann, thank you. We want folks to know Worst Cooks in America. Best of the Worst airs Sundays on Food Network. And we'll see you next time, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin.
Okay, and there you go. A little cooking segment for you on this Friday. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into some entertainment news. Ellen DeGeneres addresses why she's ending her daytime talk show in a first TV interview. Let's take a look at that right now from Entertainment Tonight.
Say you... Carl, what have you done? Think anyone will notice?
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle.
If it was why I was quitting, I would have not come back this year. I really did think about not coming back because it did, it was devastating.
Ellen DeGeneres is opening up about her decision to end the Ellen DeGeneres Show in 2022.
I'll walk away really when I stop having fun.
Just one day after news broke that the show's 19th season would be its last, the 63-year-old TV host sat down with Savannah Guthrie on the Today Show to open up about her decision to walk away.
If I'm having fun and no one's watching, I don't care. But if I'm not having fun and everyone's watching, then I should walk away.
News of Ellen's departure comes less than a year after former employees of the daytime talk show called it out in a BuzzFeed News expose for allegedly having a, quote, toxic work environment, which prompted production to go on hiatus and launched an internal investigation. On Wednesday, a source told ET that while the allegations made against Ellen were tough, she continued with the talk show because she wanted to honor her commitment and her staff through the end of her contract. And on Thursday, the TV personality told Savannah that the allegations were not the reason for ending the show.
If it was why I was quitting, I would have not come back this year. I really did think about not coming back because it did, it was devastating. I am a kind person. I am a person who likes to make people happy.
Ellen also recalled a conversation she had at the time with her wife, Portia de Rossi.
I just kept saying to Portia, I was like, if I was a fan of somebody, and even if I loved them, I would think there must be some truth to it because it's not stopping.
And even though she chose to return to the show amid the allegations, Ellen said the whole thing had a big impact on her.
No, I'm not bulletproof, and no, I don't have a thick skin. I mean, I'm extremely sensitive, to the point of it's not healthy how sensitive I am. When something is coming back at me that I know is not true, I guess I could take one or two of those shots, but 4 months in a row took a toll on me.
The comedian also noted that she didn't even really understand the controversy she found herself in.
It was too orchestrated. It was too coordinated. And, people get picked on, but for 4 months straight for me, and then for me to read in the press about a toxic work environment when all I've ever heard from every guest that comes on the show is what a happy atmosphere this is and what a happy place it is.
As for the claims against her, Ellen said she had no idea there were problems behind the scenes.
I don't know how I could have known when there's 255 employees here, and there are a lot of different buildings, unless I literally, stayed here, until the last person goes home at night. It is my name on the show, so clearly it affects me, and I have to be the one to stand up and say, this can't be tolerated. But I do wish somebody would have come to me and said, hey, something's going on that you should know about.
She also noted that the whole thing brought back memories of when her sitcom Ellen was canceled after she came out as gay in 1997.
I'm gay. My therapist is like, very few people go through such huge public humiliation twice in a lifetime. She's like making me aware that I am supposed to experience this for a bigger reason. How can I be an example of strength and perseverance and power if I give up and run away? And so it really is one of the reasons I came back. I worked really hard on myself.
But Ellen says she's still proud of what they've achieved with the show.
I'm proud of the kind of show we do. I'm proud that we are funny. I'm proud that we are helpful to people and that we represent acts of kindness and highlighting people that we want to say, look at this person doing good.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report, and that does it for this Friday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for watching this Friday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great rest of your day, and see you back here later on today with more news coverage. Good